Welcome to the 8-Bit Cat Show, a place where friends geek out over the nerdy things we love, sometimes with fake cats. Fake cats.
That's why we say sometimes, not always.
I'm your host, Stephanie Katz. With us, as always, Zachary.
Deuces.
Peter.
Hi.
And Thomas.
I just like streaming from home now. I don't like seeing you guys.
You're so rude.
It's quite rude, Tom.
Thought you loved us.
I'm just glad I don't have to smell you today.
Yeah, I'll be there next time.
Okay.
I won't.
People are too much. So I know that Peter hasn't watched the most recent episode, but Tom, are you caught up on Halo?
Nope.
Cool.
Nope. If it was this Sunday, nope. I didn't see it.
It comes out.
I saw the other one.
It comes out on Thursdays.
Here,
I saw the other one.
I can tell real quick if you watched this last episode. Did you see Master Chief no longer be a virgin?
Whoa! What?
Master Chief
No,
fucked.
I did not. Oh shit!
He was thinking with his little chief.
Yeah. Did Little Chief get the girl who's like him or what?
Yeah. He fucked the Covenant brainwashed girl.
I knew it.
I also knew
Maki.
this.
I knew where that one was going.
Maki.
McKee.
And that's a terrible name.
Makai's a Pocky.
Terrible name.
Anyway, yeah, a lot of people apparently are super mad because he didn't fuck Cortana, and then also he gets the shit beat out of him.
Yeah, Halsey sends the other Spartans in Silver Team after his ass, and he's not in armor, and they are, and they fuck his ass up.
Huh.
Like, real bad.
Though he does hold his own pretty good against two other people in power armor when he's not
against
in power armor.
the other guy and the one girl that didn't pull her hormone pellet thing out.
Mm-hmm.
Can either of the other two? Can y'all name the characters?
I'm literally drawing a blank.
No, Stephanie. Tom or Zach? Can y'all name the characters? No?
I know that Kai is the one that helps Master Chief in that scene, and I don't remember the other two Spartans' names at all.
What fucking compelling characters that you can't remember their names?
Oh, I didn't say they were compelling
I'm not
characters.
judging you. I don't fucking know their names either because I don't give a shit about them.
They're just plot pieces. That's all they are.
100% didn't call them compelling. Just said they beat the shit out of Master Chief, which is kind of neat.
I'm just saying, the four Spartans that appear on screen,
And I can only
two
name
of
two
them
of
you
them.
can't name them. Yeah.
I didn't say it was great. It was 100,000 times better than episode 7, though.
Oh, God. I hated that episode.
You could literally have not watched that episode, and the show will be better.
And don't get me wrong, I'm interested in where it'll go though. I mean, she's a protector of a well, so what does that well go to?
Master Chief's gonna jump down the well and he's gonna end up on the Halo. Yeah, we already know what's gonna happen.
You think it's gonna take him to Halo, or do you think it's
well,
like?
I think it's what you called early on, where you were saying that he was gonna need her somehow in order to get to Halo.
It's gonna have the coordinates in it somehow. It's gonna have like another artifact in it that he's gonna have to touch, and it's gonna give him the coordinates so that they can make the slip space jump to Halo. But though it definitely, I will say, it seems like they're at least trying to head more towards the games now. The next episode is definitely gonna be like some Fall of Reach shit. And if you're going by the teaser trailer, which again aren't always accurate, but there should be at least one really awesome fight scene in the next episode.
I don't know. The one we just saw was pretty.
No, like with full-on Covenant video game, like Halo game style, master team of Spartans fucking up a bunch of Covenant battle.
Well, I mean, did Master Chief make it out of this so-called fight?
Yeah, he did. He's Master Chief. He's just fine. I
Well,
really
you
thought
got
they would have killed him. I'm like, I even said that when we were watching. I'm like, oh shit, what if they kill the Chief? Now that would be a bold and interesting move. I think it would be a really bad one, but holy shit, that would be bold. That would just be like, yeah, so we killed off Master Chief in the penultimate episode.
Chief, but he wasn't the real Master.
Oh.
I'm just saying that would be a pretty impressive move to make. Is just, oh no, Master Chief dies. What?
There's a
What about the rest of
different
it?
John.
What about the rest of it? Oh no, it's just he's dead. And now the little girl saves the universe. But she's not a Spartan. No one cares about that bitch.
She's so annoying and I hate it. But they're trying to make her such a important piece.
I actually did like McKee in this episode though, because
Yeah, I liked her right up until she did the thing that I knew she was gonna do.
well, yeah, because
But it's all Margaret's fault.
it's all it's humanity's fault. She was on John's side. He apparently laid that dick down so good she was gonna betray the Covenant. She even pulled her little laser sword out of her finger. In a very visceral scene where she literally rips her own fingernail off, and you're like, well, that was uncomfortable to watch.
Horrible.
But then when the two Spartans attack or are about to attack John, he tells her that you need to run. You need to go find
Captain Keyes.
Captain Keyes, and you have to tell him what's happening. So she does what he says. But unfortunately, as that's happening, Miranda found out that the voice on the black box from the ship that she fucked up was her voice.
Uh-huh.
So Miranda and McKee kind of reach Captain Keyes at the exact same time, and shit goes awry, and Margaret decides that she can't be trusted, and the guard fucks her up, and now it's all...
You remember the Admiral's first name? But
No.
You don't remember the other two
Nope.
fucking Spartans' names?
Oh, you're talking about Margaret?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Admiral.
Oh, yeah, Admiral Margaret, whatever her last name is. Yeah.
If I tried to pronounce it, it would come off as racist, I think. Because I would definitely fuck it up. But yeah, and then they use a stun baton on her, and then she gets mad, and then turns on the artifact and like teleports away.
Wow. Teleports?
Well, I don't
we
know.
don't actually know.
She definitely gets away. Well, she turns it on and it does the shockwave thing, and everybody gets blown backwards. So she definitely gets away with it. And now the Covenant know where Earth is. Well, not Earth, Reach. They know where Reach is. So
Yeah,
Reach is.
I don't think that they don't know where Earth is until the beginning of Halo 3, right?
Yes, and because they accidentally come to Earth in Halo 2, but purely on accident.
Yeah.
The Prophet of Regret, of Regret shows up accidentally on Earth, and then you fuck up him a little bit.
Hey, we beat Halo Combat Evolved.
We did. We beat the original Halo game.
Nice.
Hooray.
It was fun. I think she'll like Halo 2 a lot better because there's no fall damage. You don't have to worry about your health.
That
packs.
is.
It makes it so much easier. It really just truly does.
This last play was I kept shooting him.
She literally
He kept getting in my way.
Wow.
We were on. I can't remember.
Fantastic
It's the
grenade.
one where you. It's the one where you have to go rip Key's command codes out of his brain after he got taken over by the flood.
But you're
Yeah.
in that like little stupid hallway forever.
No, well, we're in the open area.
It wasn't in the open area.
Oh no, sorry. We walked through the first door, and she walks up, and I guess there was a little one of the little
Oh
flood
yeah, and I
spores
hit
around,
you in the back of the head.
and she just melees me right in the back of the head and murders me. And I'm like, I'm the big guy that looks just like you. Please don't kill me. Can you stop doing that? And she's like, no promises.
No, because me and my brother, we'd always play, and every once in a while I would start shooting him while we were in the middle of combat. His shield would go down, and he'd get all pissed off because he died. And then he would do it to me when he realized it was happening.
See,
So we would
the difference
fuck with
is
each other
you
the
guys
entire
were
time.
fucking each other on purpose. I was legitimately not aiming for him.
And just walks up and just assassinates me. And I'm like, cool. Well, you gonna kill these guys so I can respawn? Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. Awesome.
I
just hit
helped.
this-
Honestly
to
though,
prove.
it's kind of sad because I don't think she actually got to see much of the Maw, at least the part where you're actually driving through. Because I think I might have had one of my best run-throughs on that entire section ever.
And
It was
he's like, just get on the gun and keep shooting stuff.
it was one of the smoothest ones I had. I even hit a couple of the ones that like you're supposed to like not quite make it and fuck it up, then you have to drive around. There was one I actually had enough speed, made up, and got on top of it. I'm like, I think I have played this level
Hundreds of times.
hundreds of times, and I have never actually successfully done this. I don't know what's going on. This is the greatest time this has ever happened. I'm enjoying this. All right, keep going, motherfucker. I'm like, I nailed that last one. We had on the countdown, I still had 3 minutes left when we actually got to the longsword fighter. I'm like, this has never happened to me before.
Damn, that's a lot.
No, it was intense. I'm like, okay, I don't think I've ever driven it better than this, and I don't know what's going on. It was really, I was pretty proud of myself, actually. I was like, okay. Figured that shit out. Halo 2 is way better, though.
Yeah.
Halo 3 is the best, though.
I thought you
If you don't count Reach. If you don't count Reach. Of the main continuity and timeline, Halo 3 is the best one.
If you
So just the numbered titles.
Yeah, Halo 2 has the best multiplayer combat.
Yeah, it did.
It was just so much fun. They had the best levels. They put all the Halo 2 multiplayer levels into Halo 3 because they were the best ones.
Yeah.
They just were. But anyway, so the show.
I think ODST is probably my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah, I
really
like
like
ODST.
ODST has a great storyline, I think.
Yeah.
I don't really necessarily like the combat because you're not Master Chief, so you get fucked up a lot easier.
I'm pretty sure it'll be Stephanie's favorite one just on the grounds of Nathan Fillion. But that was part of it, was that you had to actually kind of try a little bit. You couldn't just run in like a monster.
Yeah, but I like running in like a monster.
I'm really good at it.
There's definitely going to be some really great like a monster scenes in the next episode of the Halo show because there's literally ones where you definitely see like John running and jumping on like 40 feet in the air and then punching through a thing and then throwing that corpse at another thing and murdering something with that. And you're like, yeah, that's how it should be. If you read the books, that's how John murders motherfuckers.
In general, anytime a game is like, this mission requires stealth, I'm like, well, I'm fucked.
Oh, then you'll do terrible at ODST, but you'll enjoy Nathan Fillion's buck.
Woo!
I just like that you have the option of saving him in Halo Reach or letting him die.
Obviously, we're gonna save him.
I mean, canonically, he lives regardless.
Well, yeah,
But Spartan Halo 5?
Yes, but that is true. But it is also one of those you're like, every time I do it, I'm like, well, let's see if we can make it so that Halo 3 ODST was never made. All right, here we go. Perfect. Let's see if I can shoot his helicopter that's currently going down. All right, your Osprey is going down, mother.
Rude.
Oh, it doesn't let me shoot him? Darn.
So rude.
Damn you, Buck. My name's Buck, and I like to party.
Oh, does he say that?
No, that is
No.
that is the censored version of the line from Kill Bill, Volume 2. When you hear it, when you watch it on TV, he comes into the creepy, weird rapist dude comes in and goes, "My name's Buck, and I like to party."
Oh, I see.
Party.
I love when they don't even try to match the tone.
Not even at all. And that's the best part. It's like, "My name's Buck, and I like to party."
I was watching for a while. There was this German show on, well, it's probably still on Netflix, called Dark. And I was trying to, at first I didn't realize that it was originally like a German language show, and I was trying to watch it so I was watching it in English, and I was like, why is their tone like not matching what's going on or their faces at all? And then I figured it out, and I was like, oh, let's fix this now and turn on some subtitles.
Like, turn it back to German, turn on English subtitles. I'll read this show because it'll be a lot better.
But it was
It's
like
the thing with Netflix translations, because there's a show I watch on there called Ragnarok. It's the same shit. If you try to watch it in English, it's like the worst line delivery of all time.
yeah, because like it'll be like a super serious thing, and like just the way they're delivering the lines is like, are you dead inside?
It's the same thing with Squid Game too, because I did watch I watched the first episode in the English dub, and I'm like, I don't see what everybody likes about this show. I'm not really getting it. Okay. And then I read online like, don't watch the dub. It will make you hate this show. And I go, okay, I'll give it another chance. Oh, this show is great. Oh, okay. Oh, I see where they're going
Yeah,
with this.
it's like the people that they hired to be voice actors have never voice acted in their life. So
It's probably not even voice actors they hired. It's just people that are hanging around the building.
they're like, hey, you want to make
employees.
$5?
You want a voice in this? And they're like, yeah, sure. What do you want me to do? We want you to convey some emotion.
Yeah, I'm
Hi.
not good at that.
You need to do this. Just do it now.
Perfect.
How could you?
That's
Do we want
great.
I think we got it, guys. We don't even need to do a second take. I think that was it. Yeah, we're good.
Now
All
I
right.
need
Have
you
a
to
great
be
day.
angry. Be angry at that guy for doing this. I am really angry at you.
I am so sad
Perfect.
that we don't know what happened to our son. How could we possibly ever go on?
Yeah.
Speaking of weird shit, we finished Moon Knight.
Well, that was
How
a
was it?
segue right there.
What the fuck?
How was it? I haven't
Speaking
watched
of
the
weird
next
shit,
Hey,
It was weird.
it was some weird shit. I will give her that. It was some weird
was
shit.
it? Was it that weird?
It was
I still
definitely odd.
could not tell you what happened in that show.
Are you serious? They gave all of the answers in this episode, and you're still like, I don't know what's going on.
See, no, what I think her issue is that she thinks more is going on than actually is. Because
Got it.
it actually is an extremely simple plot
Yeah.
that they tried to tell convolutedly, but in the
Trying
end,
implies a lack of success.
no, they told very convolutedly, yes.
Yeah.
But it actually ends up being a very, very simple story. There's one
Yeah.
bad guy, the other bad guy, or the good guy stops the bad guy. And there's
Yeah.
a giant god fight at the
The
end
good
over
guy
the
is
great
the good guy. The
experiments in
good guy
Gizmo.
is an anti-hero.
Yeah, okay.
Like that, I at least got that part.
Would you consider Spider-Man a good guy? This
Most
is a
of
question.
the time,
Do you think
yes.
Spider-Man's... He's considered an anti-hero.
Really?
Yeah. Anti-heroes are literally just heroic characters that don't perfectly align with what you would see as a default heroic character.
I
So
would
if it's
say-
not Superman or Wonder Woman, you're not a hero.
See,
You're an
actually,
anti-hero.
I guess if you're going with that, the definition, I think Wonder Woman's definitely an anti-hero then.
Because she kills people.
Yeah, she doesn't give a shit. She's like, it's for the greater good.
Fuck.
Or I just didn't feel like pulling my punch that time.
But I mean, in that sense, that is essentially what it is. An anti-hero is just a person who will do heroic things, but their attitude doesn't quite align with what you would attribute to a hero.
So it definitely is Moon Knight.
Yeah, but it's same with Spider-Man.
But again, I don't think I would count Spider-Man as a he definitely thinks he's a true hero every time. I don't think he definitely wouldn't consider himself
Peter
an
Parker
anti-hero.
absolutely doesn't have that mindset of himself. I remember watching something. I can't remember every point that was made, but essentially the reason that Spider-Man is not considered a hero is that he has confidence issues. The fact that he can't think of himself as a heroic person is his flaw that makes him an anti-hero.
Okay.
You know what? I think if we had just sat down and binged the whole thing back to back to back, I probably wouldn't have got as lost as easily, but it just seemed like they would cut it off at the absolute worst times, and then I would have to sit and think about what I just saw, and I would get confused, especially the second to last episode. I was like, what the fuck is this show?
I think you were confusing yourself was the real issue.
Sounds like you found this show to be pretty compelling and just went too hard.
No, it was honestly it was a great show.
Hard.
I like
Too
Scarlet
hard.
Scarab showing up.
In the last 5 minutes.
I like that they first of all ginger swapped Scarlet Scarab and they made her, I guess, technically the first Egyptian superhero.
Yeah.
Technically, because I think in the original comic books, the Scarlet Scarab was just kind of a racist caricature who was also technically a villain too.
Yeah. But so was Moon Knight when he originally appeared.
True.
He was a villain for the fucking superhero, the werewolf.
Well, nobody liked the werewolf apparently, so we got better stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will say the fight between Khonshu and
Amit.
Ahmet. That was great. The giant crocodile snake versus the giant bird-headed skull dude fighting over the Great Pyramid of Giza was
Crocodile
pretty.
snake.
Yeah, it's pretty much what a Met is. It's a weird crocodile snake thing.
How does that work?
I'm pretty sure you could just go with crocodile.
Yeah, and
Nah,
cut off its legs and just
defi-
become a snake.
Definitely seemed like some crocodile snake.
But yes,
He's like,
that was
I'm
a
just
fun
gonna
fight.
combine reptiles.
That tail was too snaky to be crocodile-y. I'm just saying.
Crocodile.
But that was badass. I enjoyed Hippo Girl talking to her through the dead people. She's like, Mark's dead, and I'm talking to you through a dead dude's mouth right now. I think you can trust me on this one. I'm talking to Mark. I'm talking to you through a dead dude. Just go with me on this, okay?
Because she was like skeptical. I was like, no, it's bullshit. That's not real. I was like, are you fucking serious?
There's
What?
literally a dead dude talking to you right now. I'm pretty sure she's talking to Mark. I think you can believe this one. I think
You've seen
cool.
God, your husband's alternate personality used magical powers to change the sky to be several thousand years ago.
You watched that. You literally watched the
You were
stars
there
move.
for that.
I don't know. So I love that part. I'm like, no. Yeah, you're fine. Just go along with it. I did love Khonshu just like when Mark's like, no, you have to let me go. I'm done. And he's like, yeah, sure. No
I'll
problem.
let you both go.
All good. You both are done. Nothing more from you two. All good.
Yeah.
Because I got Jake in my back pocket.
Yeah.
That was awesome, though. First of all, Khonshu in basically the Mr. I guess they call him Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight.
Yeah, when he's wearing his fancy suit, he's Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
Not Moon Knight. He's Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
I think he should be Mr. Moon, though.
Mr. Knight sounds better.
It does, but
And also, you usually refer to people by like Mr. and their last name,
Well,
so
yeah.
Knight would be the last name. So
But that's what I'm saying is he's the Moon Knight when he's in the giant fancy armor, and then he's just Mr. Moon if he's in a fancy suit. I think personally. But Khonshu in the fucking suit in the back of a limo, and they pull Ethan Hawke out, and he's like, "What? Uh-oh, yeah, you're fucked, buddy." This is my boy Jake. Hey there. Oh, you're fucked. And you just got shot in the face. Cool. Bye.
So there's not going to be a season 2. They fixed it, right?
Well, I think there's definitely going to be a season 2.
Yeah, I hope for season 2.
Because we actually we'll get to see the portions of Jake now, who is the guy that's actually the asshole.
All right.
I mean, I guess.
You think Mark's the asshole, and no, he's actually
I mean,
a
aside
nice
from
guy.
Hawkeye, which is the best fucking MCU show fucking fighting me, this was probably my favorite MCU show. I hope we get more of it.
I thought it was really well done. The action was great. The acting was fucking superb. Oscar Isaac is amazing. I'm sorry.
I mean, that realistically, this was just a series so that he could basically flex on everyone with how good he is.
He's so good. Okay, he hosted SNL recently.
Yeah.
It was I don't think the most recent episode that it came out, but he did it recently, and his monologue is great because Oscar Isaac is not his birth name.
Oh yeah, it's like
It's the first two
super-
of his names, and then he has his Hispanic confirmation name, and then his actual Hispanic last name.
And he goes, and the producers picked the 2 whitest names.
Because he's like, I came to the guys in Hollywood, and I'm like, all right, you can pick 2, because I'm not going to go through that every time. That's too long of a credit on anything. And which 2 do you think they picked, guys? But then he's like, he's like, I'm half. Gosh, what is he? He's half Guatemalan. I think I can't remember his actual exact one, but he's half Hispanic, half Middle Eastern. And he goes, which according to casting directors makes me ethnically ambiguous, which means I can play anything from a terrorist to a. He goes, you know that joke, a priest, a rabbi, and a minister walk into a bar? I can play any of the people in that joke. So, Oscar Isaac he's amazing. Honestly, he was really good in this. Ethan Hawke was fucking amazing too.
still don't understand why he was walking with glass in his shoes.
Penance.
Yeah.
Through only pain can you gain enlightenment. Come on. Why do people flog themselves in the name of religion? Why do people starve themselves in the name of religion? It's through pain you gain enlightenment.
Yeah. Punishment, for either enlightenment or forgiveness.
Yeah, either way. And generally the forgiveness is so that you can gain enlightenment. Transcendence.
If you say so.
That's what I say when I'm in bed.
What it is.
That's literally what it is. But I actually really hope they do make a season 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't imagine why they wouldn't. This is one of their best performing ones. One, isn't it?
They put out the metrics today. Loki is the most watched Disney Plus show of all of them. Definitely of the MCU, but I believe it's the most watched Disney Plus show that they've put out. Moon Knight is definitely up there. I think it's done very well. Hopefully it's probably going to win some awards for sure during award season here. And then I don't know. I thought it was great. I did love how they set up like they're back in Steven's apartment and they're still locked to the bed. I'm like, I love that. I'm like, y'all are gonna need to figure out real quick that obviously you're still fucking crazy. Because why would you have locked yourself up otherwise, you idiots?
Sure.
They're going to figure it out. I think there's a third one, guys. Though I think there is kind of a, I guess, plot hole there, or at least an inconsistency, because they did not let the other personality out of its sarcophagus in their brain. And then those two were walked through the gates and were resurrected. So the other personality didn't technically come with them. So should he have really come back to the real world?
He still has dissociative identity disorder.
I get that. But that's what I'm saying is I think that they might have messed that up because the other one, they should have let him out in the asylum and I would have liked that better. And they could have helped him a little bit more.
But then you wouldn't have had that.
The nice blackout and then the great after credit scene. Yes, I get you.
Yeah, they wanted to hold Jake until the after credit scene. Because one, everyone would fucking know about Jake if they like Moon Knight, and two, he'd be difficult to have
I did enjoy in the best fight scene that they've had in the entire fucking show. Even when it is Jake and Steve, or not Jake and Steve, when it's Mark and Steven and they're doing great, and then all of a sudden, what's her name? God, their wife lady, Scarlet Scarab. We're just gonna go with that because I can't remember her real name. She gets in trouble, and then they black out one more time, and then she has the look on her face of what the fuck did I just watch? And he's like, "What happened? Did you do that? I didn't do that. Uh-oh. We're still fucked, guys. Oh no."
Yeah, I mean when I saw the ending, I didn't take it to be like, oh, they have no idea. It's like, no, they're gonna figure out pretty quick.
They're like, oh, that couldn't have been good.
All it would really take is one appearance is him fully Moon Knighted up and Layla being like, hey, what the fuck was that? Like, I thought you guys weren't Khonshu's avatar anymore.
Yeah, and he's gonna have to go, well, I guess I have to kill you. Damn it. Damn it. Mark and Steven are not gonna like this.
No. I'm gonna be so upset.
We're gonna have
I'm
to
amazed they didn't notice me cut off a fish's fucking fin. There's a lot of blood in that water.
There were still 2 fish though.
I know, yeah.
I would have thought it would have been funny if they had put a 3rd fish in there just to fuck with him. Like, wait, why are there 3 now? You guys know. Come on, think about it. You know.
You can figure it out.
You'll
There was
figure it out.
another sarcophagus. You two have lost some time. You don't know how you won that final fight.
You don't know how you won that final
Khonshu
fight?
only said both.
Hey, you don't know how you ended up back in your apartment.
It's a good nap.
I don't even remember getting on the plane. Yeah, that's whatever.
Neither of you are doing superhero work anymore, but you keep waking up sore as fuck.
I'm just saying, something has gone wrong.
Awfully terribly wrong. We went and saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That was a movie.
Like she didn't much care for it.
It was pretty good.
Tom saw it?
I have not
Peter didn't see it, so we're gonna give our no spoiler review real quick, Tom.
Wait, or what? Are
Peter-
no spoilers?
No spoiler review. We're gonna be nice to Peter because I don't. This one's a pretty big. This would be like rooting Spider-Man for him. He'd be real mad at us.
Time to fuck it all up.
I'll just go ahead and mute Tom real quick.
I will say I think the reason that most people were disappointed was while there were plenty of cameos and they were great, I think people were expecting like the world in the cameos, and because they didn't get every single one they wanted, they were disappointed. I think there were plenty.
My issue is that it kind of feels like since the end of Phase 3, Marvel doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
You only just now picked up on that? They're fucking winging it. They had a movie called Endgame and they decided to keep going.
This movie actually to me seemed like they were clarifying their direction a little bit more.
I would agree with that, except that Kevin Feige only just came out, like after that movie came out, and was like, oh yeah, so now we know what we're doing, and here's the plan.
Yeah.
All right,
They didn't really...
Which means that was already done and in production.
Yeah.
And then they decided
No
plan.
No spoiler on this one. It's at least 50% a Sam Raimi movie.
Okay.
I've
heard that it's directed a lot like, Evil Dead and shit, so I'm here for that.
Oh no, I'm just saying
It's the goriest that they could get without it being rated R.
that's true. But I will say I didn't see the Pontiac. I think it's a Pontiac. I didn't see his car. I didn't see Uncle Ben's car, but Bruce Campbell is definitely heavily featured and it's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Bruce Campbell is in it.
Well, not heavily featured.
Bruce Campbell is the second in credit scene. They didn't set up another movie with the second in credit scene. They just went back to Bruce Campbell, and it was amazing. And it is very reminiscent of the scene from Evil Dead 2 where he's fighting his own hand and then fighting himself, and it's wonderful.
Oh, is that what that was all
Yes,
about?
that was it was an Evil 2. It was an Evil Dead 2 reference, and it was amazing, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I didn't get it.
So no spoiler review. It wasn't the best, but I think a lot of people are giving it a harder time than they should be. I think they were expecting more, and I think they should have been happy with what they got.
Agreed. I only say that because there's only so much you can do without oversaturating the movie.
Yeah, exactly. But without, I will say, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's come out and stuff like that, but there is one part that really pissed me the fuck off.
Are you talking about the Earth designation?
Yes. We know it's a multiverse of madness. So Peter, no spoilers. Guess what? They explore the multiverse.
Of course.
I don't know if you knew this.
The MCU Earth 626?
They designate they tell Stephen Strange from the MCU Earth that they have designated their Earth as the Earth from 838 has designated our Earth in the MCU universe as 616, which is incorrect.
That's the main continuity.
That's the comic continuity. The MCU continuity is Earth 19999.
So, okay. I can see that pissing someone off, but I did find it interesting. It's the only part of the Injustice movie I liked. And it was the concept that if there is infinite universes, the person who initially discovers that on one Earth is going to instinctually designate their own Earth, Earth 1, and then the others subsequently after that. So you would always...
No, I will say that's incorrect. Because the Earth that they go to is the one that has basically started designating the Earths, and they designate themselves as 838.
832, yeah.
So I'm not saying, oh, they had to name themselves one. I wasn't trying to argue that. I meant they're not going to perfectly align with these listings because it's an infinite number of different Earths. So it's bound to be the case where if, say, one Earth has started designating different Earths and another one has as well, they might not necessarily have the same designations.
Well,
True.
like I said, I could explain it away as I'm like, oh, it's just supposed to be an Easter egg because the main continuity is
too.
Earth 616. But it's also like
they had fucking Mysterio do the same thing in Spider-Man. The only reason we accepted it there is because Mysterio was lying out of his ass.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's really weird is just the fact that when it comes down to the multiverse, like there's just so many generations of things that there's no way to really quantify that. You know, any Earth could be like, I'm number one. Any Earth could be like, oh well, this Earth says that you're 832 and this one says that you're 616. So we're just gonna go along with their assumption of the numbers, and then everybody's like trying to figure it out. So I don't know, it's weird. If all the multiverses are communicating, then I could see the numbers working out, but I don't think that happened yet in the movies so far.
No, but
I want to say in the comics, there's usually like godly beings that give these designations. So like 616 knows they're that because of like Madam Web or something like that.
I think the Watcher actually tells him in that one
Yeah.
because he's the Watcher of Universe 616.
Yeah. But shit like that. That won't bother me too much. I mean, it probably would have like a year ago annoyed the shit out of me, but I'm like,
It was just a little annoying because I'm like, come on,
I feel
motherfuckers.
like you only got annoyed because our friend got annoyed.
Well, the more I kept thinking about it, I'm like, the more it just pissed me off. I'm just like,
Right,
come
but
on.
had he not gone on a
I probably
rant
wouldn't
about
have gotten
it,
too
I don't
mad.
think you would have even noticed.
I probably wouldn't have gotten as mad. I noticed obviously, but I wouldn't have gotten as mad. You are correct in that thing. But I will say the cameos that they did, I thought they were great and I enjoyed them.
I still think it was a good movie.
After Peter
thought it
watches
was
it,
good.
I will go on my rant. Until then,
so
Zachary,
we'll probably be talking about it in like a month because I'll be gone for a while.
you shut your mouth, sir.
You can watch it. Well, speaking of Bruce Campbell, so the Evil Dead the video game, I got to play that.
Because he ruined his birthday present.
Yeah. Whose fault is that? Well,
Yours.
it's mine. Oh, I'm sorry. I surprised you by coming home from work early and wanting to spend time with you. It's my fault.
How dare you? You know Saturdays is my errand day.
It's my fault. I'm the worst. Everyone should hate me. All right, we're fine. Anyway, speaking
We
of the
already
game,
do.
speaking of the Evil Dead the video game, I really need like the two of you to buy it so that I can actually play it the way it's meant to be played because I don't want to play with random strangers.
I fully intend to buy it tomorrow.
Awesome.
Is it a PC game?
It's cross-platform.
It's cross-platform.
So, yeah, it's available on
is it?
PC.
Yeah.
And it's also only $40.
But I did play. There are missions in there that are solo, or at least can be played solo and locally. And the first mission is basically the plot of Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2.
So Evil Dead 1 as well.
No, Evil Dead 2, because it's got the funnier portions
a
of it.
little honest.
It's got the funnier portions. They're leaning harder into the funnier portions of it. Because you definitely have Linda's head at one point in time. That's part of the missions that you have to dig up her head so you can take it to the woodshed. And she's yelling at you the whole time while you're carrying her head around. And it's pretty great, honestly. But I will say there is one portion of this game that annoys the fuck out of me. And I don't know if it changes if you play it in multiplayer.
This is the part where when you die, you start all the way the back at the beginning.
There are no checkpoints in these levels that you did here.
Nice.
None. And so it got really frustratingly annoyed. I got really annoyed because
It's like Dark Souls if Dark Souls didn't have bonfires and you just had to start all the way at the beginning of like whatever dungeon you're on.
No, if you had to start at the beginning of the game every fucking time.
Nice.
Like no sort of
saves,
checkpoint
no
system
nothing.
whatsoever, and it was annoying the fuck out of me. I'm like, I don't know,
No
like
save.
if you have a second player that you just get to come, they can revive you or you get to come back kind of thing like that. But if you're playing by yourself, you have to start all the way back over, and I'm like, and it doesn't even tell you like when every time I thought I was going to complete the mission, it's like, and now on to the next part, and I go, what? No. I would have played differently if I had known that there was going to be more after this.
I'm certainly about to die.
There isn't any more. I can't remember well, they call it soda in the second one, but it was definitely beers in the first one. But I can't remember the name of the beer.
Camps?
Champs? Chumps? Clumps?
Clumps.
Chimps.
Something with a C. I was real tired.
It's the beer he drinks in Ash versus Evil Dead.
The fact that you both were like, chumps, clumps,
Shemps.
whatever.
Chimps.
We were so close.
Whatever.
Chimps.
It works.
Shemps beer.
Yeah, it's Chimps, but they call it Chimps Cola in this game. I guess so. It can be super bloody and violent, and it is over the top gore,
But no alcohol.
like over the top gore.
Maybe that's supposed to be the joke.
It is, but yeah, no. So it is just as bloody and ridiculous as like Evil Dead 2, where it's over the top. Well, just I guess the same as Evil Dead 1, but they were playing it straight in the first one. It's over the top ridiculous like it is in the second one. Like one of the attacks the Deadites can use on you is they're just spitting huge amounts of pea soup vomit at you, just huge amounts. And some of the trees slap you as you walk past, and you can't tell which ones are going to do that until they smack you in the face.
And they don't always do it all the time.
Yeah, they randomly decide to do it, because I'm like, I kept doing it, and I'm like, then I got close, and it didn't smack me the second time after I had died and had to start over again.
That's fucking great.
Um,
and then like you just progressively get like more gross. Like when you get vomited on or bloody, like you just stay vomity and bloody.
yeah, it just keeps compounding, which is pretty great. It doesn't reset and go away.
Unless you have to start over from the beginning.
Yeah, but you just keep getting more gross, and it's great. It's definitely, I think it is Evil Dead 1 Ash though, because he doesn't actually have his hand chopped off and have the chainsaw on yet, unless it happens later in this mission, and there's another 3 more parts to this mission that it's going to annoy the fuck out of me.
You mean the part where you can't get to?
Yeah, but he
started fucking the game.
That's why he needs friends.
But he walks around with his boomstick, and he has his chainsaw strapped to his back instead, and it has some you have finishing moves that just again over the top gore with the chainsaw kind of shit like that, and it's great. And they're definitely exact ones out of the movie, where he grabs the person's head and just chainsaws all the way through them, and you're like, okay, cool, thanks Ash, that was enjoyable.
At that point then, honestly, having him not have his hand chopped off is probably just to make all the different skins work.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, because the main skins on him is it's so that he can hold a gun, I think.
Yeah.
And they don't have to make him left-handed to hold the gun for half of them.
Exactly.
But still, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would like to play with somebody, but I don't like to play with random people on the internet. I don't even really like to.
Suck.
I don't even really like to play with y'all, but
Wow.
So rude. Isn't he rude?
Hurts a little.
I'm a lone wolf.
now.
Lone wolf. What am I gonna do?
Now you know what's gonna happen. Now
Sure,
they'll
they
play
haven't made
with
it
you,
single-player
and they're
Evil
gonna
Dead.
make sure that you die, and they won't revive you.
That's rude.
Yeah, Zach's gonna be like, revive me, and we're gonna be like, yeah. So we just gotta go over here, right, Peter? And Peter's just gonna be like, yeah.
But I will be interested to play it the way it's supposed to be played, because you can either pick to be the survivors, or you can pick to be a necromancer sending deadites after survivors, and
Well, that's in the actual.
that's the actual
multiplayer.
main game that you're actually supposed to play. That's what it is, and that does seem interesting. I would like to play as a deadite necromancer and have the Necronomicon and send some people after.
Yeah, from what I can
some
tell,
people, and it
there's
sounds great.
2 ways to play this game. The first way is like Destiny, where you can play missions and go on adventures with your friends. And the second way is kind of like Alien versus or Predator Hunting Grounds or Evolve.
Yeah. An asymmetric.
Yeah.
Whatever you just said, because your audio cut out.
An asymmetric multiplayer game.
Yes. But yeah, so it definitely seems interesting, and if you guys do pick it up, I will play with you.
I will watch.
That sounds terrible. I shouldn't say it like that.
I love Evil Dead. I was intending to get that regardless of if anyone else had that, so I'm gonna be getting that.
Awesome. I'm a big fan of Evil Dead. I learned something about Stephanie that made me, I don't know, regret liking her. She's never seen it. None of them. Not even Army of Darkness, Tom.
Wow.
Not even Army of Darkness, Tom.
Sorry. Not sorry.
It's Stephanie. I expect this.
Thanks, Tom.
I was just a little disappointed, okay? I was just a little disappointed.
And well, now you have a new movie series to make her watch.
Now you have something to make her watch.
Or not.
Bruce Campbell is amazing.
Just skip the first one.
Oh, no.
Don't make her watch fucking Evil Dead.
Honestly, we'll probably just watch Army of Darkness. And if she likes that one, then I might go back and make her watch Evil Dead.
So she's like, nah.
Because Army of Darkness is great. I'm sorry. It starts
Army of
up. This
yeah.
is my boomstick. We're good to go. Come on.
Unironically, a phenomenal movie.
If you say so.
Only available at S Smart. $59.99. Shop Smart. Shop S Smart.
Nintendo
I think you will
Switch.
enjoy it just because you like Supernatural, and at least this is fun.
Bruce Campbell is an episode of Supernatural.
Yeah.
And it was one of, or no, not Supernatural. No, he's in an episode of Psych, and I'm making her watch Psych now, and I can't wait to get to the Bruce Campbell episode of Psych.
Those are two very different shows.
Not really, honestly.
He doesn't
not
know.
really.
He just says words until something sticks.
There's a lot of crossover.
Content.
There was an Indie World showcase for Nintendo Switch, like 5 days ago. There's a bunch of just third-party titles.
Batora or Batara?
My brain just like went blank, and it was like you can
there's
see
this
the words.
Nintendo thing, and let me look at my notes here.
And I forgot how to read. Whoops.
I did. I was like looking at the words, and just they were not. So what I was trying to say was
Liberty Bibbity.
Liberty Bibbity. Yes. If you know, then you know. So Batora Lost Haven is coming to console on the Switch. Originally, this was just on Steam, so I'm pretty excited because that was one that I'd been interested in a while ago. We also got a better look at Cult of the Lamb. It looks like it's going to be like Animal Crossing, but with a satanic lamb. So I'm down.
Are they gonna have music from Lamb of God playing?
I don't think so.
Damn.
I wrote down we are OFK because I know that Peter was excited about that.
What does that stand for? Of fucking course?
No.
I can't remember.
But apparently
Of fucking course you can.
we don't really know what this game is about, even though they gave us another look at it.
Yeah, because they haven't even really told us what the game is yet.
It's a game.
Weird. At this point, I'm
Soundfall.
like, are y'all just advertising like a TV show that you're gonna release exclusively on the Nintendo eShop?
Yes.
Maybe.
Soundfall looked pretty cool. It's like one of those rhythm RPGs where you gotta like battle to the beats. But what I thought the best game out of the bunch, and there were like a bunch of other stuff too, but I don't care.
You're not gonna talk about Leckhead, where you play as a battery?
No, I was gonna talk about another crab's treasure, which is Dark Souls, but you're a crab.
Do you fight sea creatures?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fight
At,
the sea creatures.
first, I thought this was like a SpongeBob reference for a second.
Can you like upgrade your claws? So
No,
that you're
but you-
snipping
Mr.
so-
Krabs walking around for treasure?
So the premise of the game is that your shell got stolen. So you have to go get it back, and as you go through, you can use different things for a shell, like trash that you find on the ocean floor. And you fight sea creatures. with
Is that
your
a
little-
crab though?
Yeah, you're a crab.
Can a crab
That's what
really
crabs
lose the
do.
shell? I know a crab can molt.
Yeah, crabs molt. They don't lose
Hermit
shells.
crab.
I guess you're a hermit
Not a
crab.
crab.
Hermit
Are you a
crab.
hermit crab?
Crab.
I don't know. You a crab.
You're a hermit crab.
They
No,
didn't
not a crab
specify. They
That-
said another
I
crab.
did.
treasure.
You're a hermit crab.
You're a hermit crab.
Well, that makes more sense then. Yeah, because they outgrow their shells and they can change and find a new one. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
You know what,
sense.
guys? I'm done with all of you.
Are you gonna turn into a hermit? Or are you just gonna be crabby?
You're stupid.
Damn.
There's a lot of crabs. going
Crabby it
around.
is. Ow. No, she is pinchy.
I pinch.
I pinch. I'm a crab. And I will pinch you.
I pinch.
Whatever. It's fine. We got a bunch of trailers this week. Newest trailer drop for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I don't know if y'all have seen the memes, but Uncle Owen is not here to play games.
I don't think I have seen that meme.
So there's
Or
a
any
part
of
in the
those
trailer where him and Obi-Wan are having a conversation.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. No, I can't remember that. Yeah.
And
One day he will need to be trained.
Uncle Owen's like, you trained his father?
Oh.
I mean, is anyone surprised about that?
That was
That was pretty present in New Hope.
I know, but that burn is almost as severe as the ones Anakin got on Mustafar. I'm just saying. Oh, look, you changed his dad. Though, okay. Speaking of memes about Star Wars, the one I just got now is like, so in the New Hope, when Obi-Wan's telling him like, "Oh, your father was a great Jedi Knight who I fought with in the Clone Wars," and he goes, "That's not true. My Uncle Owen said he was a spice freighter, or he flew a spice freighter," and he goes, "No, that's not right. Wait, Uncle Owen said your dad was a drug dealer? That's way better."
Owen
So,
said-
by the time this comes out, the premiere will be 1 week away.
Oh, it is that's what comes out on the 27th.
Yes! The excitement.
2 episodes.
I'm not gonna watch it. It looks stupid.
You know what, Peter? You are kicked out of the podcast. You're banished. That's it.
Pretty sure I've made this exact joke every fucking episode since they announced the show.
I know.
You say it with such conviction, though. I almost believe you every time. I really do.
Show's a piece of shit.
Oh, there was a great. Somebody did a great still of a comparison of Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars using the exact same binoculars. In the animated Clone Wars using the exact same binoculars that he's using to check on Luke. So he's had those. Those are his standard Republic Army, Grand Army of the Republic issue binoculars that he's still holding on to.
Like, these are some good binoculars.
Like, these are great shit. Can't like that quartermaster's gonna come after me for these things.
My eyesight isn't so great anymore.
The sand keeps drying out my eye contacts.
I'm just figured out the plot.
You know what?
I'm getting old.
I would love that.
Make
Actually,
sure this
it
young
had,
man
it's
is going to be
nothing to
trainable.
do with like Darth Vader, no Sith, no Empire interactions. It's just a former Republic quartermaster trying to get his shit back.
It's like, okay, General Kenobi definitely signed all this equipment out, and none of it has returned.
Where is he?
Return of the General issue.
That's really why Darth Vader's pissed.
Yeah,
He's like, now I'm on the hook for all this.
those aren't Inquisitors. Those are all just privates from the quartermaster. Go, no, you guys need to go track this shit down. I know he's a general, but you got to track this shit down. He needs to give this back, or else he's gonna have to pay. We're taking it out of his. We're taking it out of his pension for sure.
Somebody make a comic of that. Just a quartermaster trying to find all the Jedis who took equipment.
It's like, oh god, I am missing 37 sets of binoculars.
The Admiral's going to be pissed.
Oh man. We also got
Everyone's doing a great job except for Cody.
Fuck you, Cody. The official Nightwing and Red Hood gameplay demo for Gotham Knights. Peter and I have feelings about Red Hood.
He looks fucking dumb.
He's definitely a bro.
Like with the helmet on or with the helmet off?
With the helmet off. Like they.
Well,
so the problem is.
Here's how you fix that. Never take the fucking helmet off like he does it in the comics.
Well, there's parts in.
He actually does all the time in the comics.
Well,
there's parts.
It's not even close to a Master Chief thing. Jason takes that shit off all the fucking time.
Well, it sounds uncomfortable. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
well, it's also like a bomb, so he occasionally like, this is just the weapon I'm using right now.
I also like how there's a part, and I'm like, I have questions. Because Red Hood's whole thing was he was like, I kill people because Batman won't. And so at one point during the demo, they're like, and this is how he does his non-lethal takedown. And I was like, Red Hood doesn't have a non-lethal takedown.
It's not like a cannon.
It's not? Well, that's
yeah,
stupid.
No, Red Hood's not an ant. Like, Red Hood doesn't even use guns anymore in the comics.
You know what?
Well, that's dumb.
Speaking
No, it's actually kind of great because he just uses a crowbar now.
Well, that's a little dark.
Well, he does use guns in this game, but apparently they're non-lethal shots. I don't know. I'm very confused. He also has bombs that don't actually blow people up. I don't know.
So
I don't know what's happening.
I remember in
in this
Arkham
game.
Knight when you could hit someone with a fucking car and they were like, no, they survived that.
So, all right, so Peter, what you're telling me is that Jason Todd runs around in the comic books beating other people with a crowbar.
Combat using a crowbar to beat up criminals. And Batman's okay with it now because he's not killing people anymore.
But he uses a crowbar.
Just maiming them. He's
Here's-
just maiming them.
The thing that originally killed him. Correct?
Yes.
Here's the other thing that like gets me. I'm like the plot of this game. So like, the whole thing is like Batman's dead, right? Like he's cadaverific.
He's almost certainly not actually dead, but yes.
He's out of the picture.
Yeah.
Let's just assume that he's like dead.
He's not.
They make a whole thing about the only reason Jason Todd is in this game is because they like brought him back from the dead.
Yes.
So bring Batman back from the dead, I think is what she's saying here.
Jason gets brought back using the Lazarus Pit. It makes you go fucking crazy when you use the Lazarus Pit.
Only if
Only
you use
if
it like
you
a
keep
bunch of
using it.
times.
No, that was why Jason came back hostile like he did. It takes one use. Basically, every time you use it, you're going to wake up kind of crazy. It wears off 50% of the time. Ra's al Ghul's just been real lucky.
You think he throws other people in the Lazarus Pit so that like they'll go crazy, and then he's like, "All right, I figured out the pattern, so
No.
I should be able to go in now."
No.
He wouldn't. He doesn't let anybody
Lazarus
else use
Pit.
it.
Yeah, it has a limited number of uses, so he's not going to waste that on.
It was a joke, guys. It was supposed to be
Well,
funny.
it was a bad joke.
So we also got the trailer for The Boys season 3.
Don't fuck up my comments.
I know Peter wants nothing to do with this show.
Yeah, it's a show.
But we're gonna talk about it briefly.
I'm just excited. One, they are bringing in a great character from the comic, Soldier Boy, who also does some awkward stuff in the comic, but that's kind of the whole point of that comic. But what I'm excited for is they're finally getting the actual, the boys are finally actually getting the super soldier serum that gives them superpowers for 24 hours. So they're actually finally getting that part, which is like actually the whole point of the entire comics, is because they had it the whole time, and that's how they take down the other supes. But so it might be interesting to see them actually effectively take out some fucking supes instead of once every randomly now and then, and most of the time by accident and or luck.
I might get to see Jensen Ackles' butt.
Oh, you're definitely going to see Jensen Ackles' butt. You might get to see Jensen Ackles' flaccid penis.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't think.
No, it's an
that's gonna-
Amazon Prime show, and I don't know if you guys have seen that they rebooted the New Kids in the Hall or the Kids in the Hall.
They did.
They did, and literally the first minute and a half of that show, there were already two 60-year-old men's flaccid penises on it, and
Nice.
I wasn't prepared for that portion. I was like, this is not what I remember of the Kids in the Hall, but again, that was on basic television, so I guess they couldn't get away with just dropping trow and hanging twig and berry.
Cool.
So that if that was an attempt to sell me on the show,
it wasn't at all.
But no, I'm glad y'all like the show. The comic was really good. It's not a good deconstruction of like comic book media because it's coming from someone who hates superheroes and comics. You can't really properly deconstruct the tropes of something if you hate it, because you're not paying that much attention to it. You've just got a lot of rage for it. You're breaking down something rather than actually deconstructing it and making good points. Invincible is a good deconstruction of comic book media. The Boys is someone throwing a temper tantrum that superheroes exist.
I think they're doing a better job translating the deconstruction portion in the television show, honestly.
They might be, but ultimately they're still adapting from a flawed material. They're still taking from this thing that was like, well, we're just going to make all superheroes awful.
Again, I agree with that. I agree with your assessment. But again, the comic books were good, but I will say you're right. That was definitely the thought point that it was coming from was fuck all superheroes. They're all a bunch of narcissistic pigs, and or else they wouldn't be doing that. Or else they wouldn't be heroes. Or they wouldn't need to be famous for being superheroes. So yeah, I think you're right. It's coming from a flawed premise, but I think they're doing a really good job with the show. And have you given it a chance at all, Peter?
No.
I have
refused
watched
to.
the first episode because y'all kept insisting on it.
Okay.
But
I insisted on nothing. I knew that you were never going to watch this.
It was significantly more Zach than it was you,
Wow,
to
that
be
was good.
fair. But my opinion didn't change.
Okay.
I was like, the casting seems fine, but ultimately I got my fill of what this story is and what it's going to be when I read the comic. And while I enjoyed reading the comic, it was disgusting and I never want to think about it again.
Okay. 100%. But I just said, for our fans out there, The Boys Season 3 is starting in...
All four of you.
All four.
Starting
I
in
think
June.
you're overestimating us.
Spread the word. Start getting more people to subscribe to us. Damn, like, fuck. You think this shit is free?
Well, it is free. For them.
No, my internet costs money, and I have to use this to do this.
I said it's free for them to watch. I don't even really need y'all to pay for the Patreon. Just watch it. It's free.
Narcissist. Watch me.
But you could subscribe
Watch
to our
me.
Patreon and get extra bonus goodies.
Lots of fun
Do
stuff.
Are we actually funny?
Probably not.
Looking.
That's our really shitty pilot episode that was recorded on a phone.
Oh yeah, on a phone, yeah.
We have you two.
phone episode.
We have Zach and Tom singing "Misty Mountains."
Ah, yeah, that was piss poor.
There's
It was fun though.
there's the individual full episodes of us trying the Advent calendar beers. Anyway, so that brings us. Hey Tom, wait, Tom, get ready. Are you ready, Tom?
What?
That brings us to the speed run.
Echo.
Okay.
I like that one. That was good. I approve. So this is like 2 weeks worth of stuff. So
we're gonna have to go real fast, is what you're saying.
no, I mean some of them. This first one, I think I already know Peter's reaction, but that's fine. Let's do this. So, Xbox and Bethesda showcase is set for June 12th.
Can I watch?
Don't care.
Can I watch the first half and not the second half? I don't give a shit about Bethesda.
You didn't give a reaction, even though you did.
That was my reaction.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was so fast I missed it.
Yeah.
His reaction was laughing at the shit I said.
Sony has reportedly stopped PS Plus users from stacking their memberships because of the changes coming next month.
So
Oh my god, you didn't pick a clickbait article. Yeah, that's a thing. They're changing the membership so people were buying a bunch of PlayStation Plus, like a year's worth, to stack it, and then they were going to buy 1 month of PlayStation Now.
I don't think
What's up?
I don't think Tom is aware of the PlayStation Plus changes.
Yeah, they're basically fusing PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus. But they were.
So,
What's up?
so those people who bought years worth of subscriptions just to be able
You
to play
aren't
it
losing
now.
your PlayStation Plus subscription or your PlayStation Now subscription.
So what they had said, what they were going to do was that if you already had a PlayStation Plus and a PlayStation Now membership, you were going to be grandfathered into their highest premium tier, which
Based
would
on your longest running or your longest remaining time membership.
right. So what people were doing when this was first announced was they were going out and they were buying a bunch of codes to stack it so that they could have, because it'd be cheaper than paying, I think it's like 100, is it 150 for the premium tier?
120 for a year.
120 for the premium tier. So they were trying to like stack it all while a year is still only $60.
And then grab 1 month of PlayStation Now so that they could get it all way cheaper.
And then when Sony caught on to it, they stopped the sale of codes. So even if you had bought a code, you couldn't use it.
Yeah.
Wow.
They also made it.
I
They
would
didn't really
sue
announce
Sony
it,
at that point.
but they made it so that you could not, like, say your PlayStation Now subscription had like ended. You can't re-up it right now. You have to wait until the membership changes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. So all those people who were playing PlayStation Now can't actually use it anymore.
Exactly. Well, like, so if you had it still, if you still have PlayStation
like,
Now going, you're fine. But if you tried to restart it, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, like the people who are going month to month, and all of a sudden they can't use it anymore.
No, if you were
No.
already on an auto renew or anything like that before this announcement even happened, you're fine. It
But
only
if
affects,
you ended your sub and tried to re-up it, you can't re-up it.
or if you were just going out and running and buying the codes and you never had it before.
Though you are correct, it is pretty shitty. I do agree that they probably should have just let people keep doing this. If you offered it, they're going to try.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably sue if I bought the codes and I already had them, and then they stopped me from being able to use them, even though I spent money on them.
Yeah.
I would have sued.
They'll-
I'm like, I spent money. And
Well,
you guys
so
we
if
have
you
to wait and
drop
see
it-
what happens because they will probably end up giving you some sort of credit, but it's not gonna be like.
No, they already kind of explained that.
Oh, did they?
Essentially, they're going to say, like, you're trying to go for the highest tier of PlayStation Plus and you try to use a year-long card. They're going to give you the proportionate amount based on the price. So you use a year-long card to get the highest tier. You're only going to get 6 months.
Well, at least your codes are.
You'll
You
still
didn't totally waste your money.
You'll still get
Yeah,
$60 worth of product.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
At least that'll be something.
Doctor Strange 2 is beating the Batman in movie ticket pre-sales. Or beat, I should have said.
I mean, that makes sense. The MCU is way more popular. than DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Okay.
And then we talked about Kevin Feige and Marvel earlier, so I'm just going to skip that one.
Fair enough.
Sonic 2 is the highest grossing video game movie in the US.
Is that ever of all time?
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, it would make sense.
Probably.
What
Yeah.
was the next highest grossing one? Sonic 1?
Probably Sonic 1.
Yeah. And then after that, Doom?
I
No.
would say Mortal Kombat from the 90s.
Yeah, okay. That would
Yeah.
People got tricked into watching that one, it's true.
Yeah.
The first one wasn't bad. The
Yeah, the first one
second
wasn't
one
good.
was.
Annihilation was god fucking awful.
The only good thing about Mortal Kombat from the 90s was Raul Julia as oh no, that was the Street Fighter one. Yep, never mind. Street Fighter was better than Mortal Kombat.
And then.
Nope, never mind. Take it
Speaking
back.
of Sonic, Sonic animated series and more are coming to Netflix.
Netflix
Cool.
is really trying.
They really are because they just.
They canceled like 20 shows, so let's
Yeah.
give. Here's some
I have-
Sonic.
I
They-
think I have
they
something
just
else
fired a
about
bunch of
that
people,
later.
too.
But anyway, Benedict Cumberbatch wants to take a break from acting.
Yeah, because they won't let him be Admiral Thrawn. So I would quit too. Fuck you guys.
I'm sorry, what?
The biggest fan casting out there is Benedict Cumberbatch as Admiral Thrawn for the Ahsoka series and for whatever they do for live action Admiral Thrawn. And
Yeah.
it would be a great casting, and I fully support it.
Absolutely.
But they're not going to do it. Basically,
don't-
Disney's already said we're not going to
I
fucking do
don't
it.
think that's why he wants to take a break.
I don't think it is either, but
I'm pretty sure he's just burnt out from like.
yeah, he's done a
Doctor
lot of
Strange.
fucking shit. Yeah, and his fingers hurt.
My fingers hurt.
That magic shit is hard.
Ow. Square Enix sells off Tomb Raider and other studios, studio franchises.
To who?
Whoever owns Gearbox.
Microsoft?
No, Microsoft doesn't own Gearbox.
Oh, what was I thinking of?
Bethesda.
But, so they didn't. It is a little clickbaity, but not really, because they didn't sell all of their Western studios or titles, but most of them, like 90% of them, they kept some of them. But yeah, Tomb Raider and Crystal Dynamics, those both did get sold off.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing, do you think, Peter?
Probably a good thing. I mean, it's kind of well known that Square Enix really fucked with Crystal Dynamics when they were making the Tomb Raider reboot series. They also made Crystal Dynamics do the Avengers game, which I do enjoy, but everyone kind of agrees Crystal Dynamics was the wrong company to make that game. And it'll stop Square Enix from constantly looking at games that make them millions of dollars as fucking failures for no reason. They've said that for years. Like the Tomb Raider games, which have done really well, they're like, oh, these games are financial failures. And it's like, why?
Oh.
They made you a lot of money, and you're calling them financial failures.
Apparently, they
maybe
expected
in
them to make a lot
Japan?
more money.
I'm assuming they just expected it to be a significantly higher amount than they did. So even though these are ridiculously successful, they're failures in the same way that Rise of Skywalker.
I'm sorry. what?
Rise of Skywalker made a fuck ton of money, but everyone hated it.
True.
Yeah.
It was a commercial success, though.
Oh yeah, it was a commercial success.
Someone,
Nobody liked it.
Someone
Sorry,
modded the Fisher-Price game controller to work on PC.
Cool.
I want it.
Fisher.
Yeah, like there's a video on the YouTubes. It's like the little Fisher-Price controller that teaches kids like their numbers and letters and colors, and someone modded it so that you could use it on a PC to play like actual video games.
To play what? What are
Anything.
you gonna do? I'm gonna push the number 1. It makes me go bang.
Speaking of bang, World War II was blamed for World War II blamed for disappointing Call of Duty sales.
What?
Wait, what? What is that? What does that
So
even mean?
basically,
Like the historically accurate World War II is blamed for the sales of Call of Duty.
yes.
I need you to elaborate.
So
You're not allowed to be like, no, I just have the title. Tell me.
So basically, Vanguard didn't do well, and they blamed the World War II setting for its disappointing sales, even though it came out in the middle of a pandemic when people didn't have disposable income.
Not just that. It came out when all of Activision was under some of the fucking most heavy scrutiny of its entire existence.
That too.
Not just that, but how many times have they hit World War II?
That's what I was
era
about to say. I'm
stuff?
like,
At least
Yeah.
4?
Like, no one cares anymore. Everybody's like, oh, it's the same shit,
I
different
guess
day.
my thing is nobody cares. Why does anybody care about Call of Duty anymore? Just make something new. Do it. Just do a whole new game.
Exactly.
Just give
I
us
think that's the
something new.
biggest thing is that people are just tired of the yearly release games. Give us some fucking
That's why Assassin's Creed stopped coming out every year.
Yeah.
people
all
got
they-
burnt the fuck out.
All they did this time, what was the newest thing that they came out with was Kong and Godzilla. I think is what they've made for Call of Duty.
I don't know what that
You
is,
guys know
man.
about that?
No.
No.
Yeah. So in the actual game, one of the online game that they have, it's either Call of Duty or whatever it is, but Kong and Godzilla are fighting on the map that you're playing on. So that's basically what they've done, is to kind of bring more people in. That's really
I'll
what
be
it
honest,
is.
I do kind of love that idea.
So wait, they're just in the
You can just
background?
get absolutely
No,
ruined by a
it's- they-
kaiju while you're playing a shooter.
Yeah, no, the kaijus actually fuck you up. Like Godzilla you'll hear him like charging up that whoa, 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 and then all of a sudden a
Is-
beam just comes scraping across the map because he's just lighting people up. And like if you start shooting at the kaijus, you get like speed boosts and random boosts and stuff like that. and then you can call in like strikes, and one of the strikes is like the beam. Another strike is like Kong throwing rocks into the map, like gigantic bombs.
I feel like I would need more than that though. Like they need to be a physical presence, like I can get stepped on, or if I'm in a
No,
building, I can just like
they
knock
are.
my ass out.
They are. They're a legit presence. Like Kong jumps around the map, Godzilla will walk onto the stuff. He comes out of the water and then he starts walking onto the thing. I don't know if they
Alrighty
like.
then.
Yeah, I don't know if they
This is
battle. I
great.
just know that they walk around and they stop and do a bunch of stupid shit. You know, and it's
Play an
just like
entire
okay.
campaign of just that.
That just sounds like
Weird.
Fortnite with extra steps.
When I was watching, I was like, "This looks pretty cool," but it's not like something I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I totally want to play this." Like, it's like,
Yeah,
it
that's what I
looks fun.
really want in my period accurate war simulation game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
War Simulator game is Godzilla coming out from somewhere.
that's really what I want in my.
Ahsoka begins production.
Cool.
I'm excited about that actually.
Cowboy Hat Dave Filoni's back.
The reason I'm not excited about that is because I've known about the Ahsoka show for a hot minute now.
Well, yeah,
So-
but it's
But
but
yeah,
did
but
I
it's
get a
actually
proper trailer?
started filming.
they've actually put film into a camera and they've started recording stuff.
They don't use film anymore.
So now just wait about a year, and you'll finally be able to see it.
I'll be able to see a trailer.
EA teases 4 games in 2023: a major IP, a remake, a partner title, and a sports game.
Oh my God! EA did a sports game. Sorry.
EA games. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fuck EA.
Mass Effect 5 poster description implies Shepard might be returning.
I saw that clickbait article when it was updated, and the creators were like, "We did not mean to imply that
That
Shepard would be
Shepard-
returning."
Figured.
All they showed was someone in N7 armor. You know what's been in every Mass Effect game, including the mobile game?
And
N7 armor.
FTC is probing Sony's Bungie acquisition.
Still or just now? I thought they had been doing that for pretty much since January when that was even announced.
I'm sorry, say that again.
The FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is probing into Sony's acquisition of Bungie.
Okay.
But they didn't
Sorry,
go
it
after
threw me
Microsoft.
real hard for a fucking second.
He's
Yeah.
thinking of the Activision acquisition from Microsoft.
Yeah.
I'm
I
wondering why
thought
they
they
would go
I thought
after
they
them.
had started doing that with Sony too. Or I thought that the Sony and the Bungie
This
one.
was only acquired like a month ago.
Definitely the article I was reading today was that started in January for $3.2 billion.
I
Either
mean,
way, I hope they would go after Microsoft too.
they are, aren't they?
They were looking into it, but I hadn't heard if there was
I
a.
mean, investigations take
they
time.
They were bought out. Microsoft going, shh.
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time has been inducted into the Gaming Hall of Fame.
That seems right.
Yeah, that seems
Gaming
legit.
Hall. Okay.
I didn't know there was a Gaming Hall of Fame, but that seems right.
Where's this located?
Makes sense. Have y'all played it
No
recently?
idea.
It hasn't aged very well.
Ocarina of
did.
Time.
Yeah.
Not
I've
age
never
well.
even played it once.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's not aged well at all.
It was a beloved game by many.
No, I love the game. Definitely
my
doesn't
favorite-
age well.
yeah.
My favorite article of the last 2 weeks. Netflix is being sued by its own shareholders.
As they should be. They're making some extremely erratic business decisions.
Yep, and
I
they're losing a
particularly love
bunch
that
of
they're
money.
like, we're going to charge you extra money now if you try to share your
Well,
password.
they're
Like, well,
being
you
they're
lose a
being
lot of
they're
like-
being sued because they misrepresented their quarter 2 earnings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I said, and they've been making some very erratic and ridiculously bad business decisions. Hell, they just fired 150 people today.
I need them to start releasing physical copies of a lot of their shows so I can buy those after it inevitably dies.
Oh yeah, because I think the service is definitely going. It's going to go away at some point. And there's definitely some of their original stuff that I would like to own in perpetuity.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they have for some of it. Like, you can go out and find, like, Daredevil and Castlevania and shit, just not all of them.
Bootlegs.
I want to buy me a DVD, yo.
And then
Somebody's
finally, the podcast Batman Unburied has unseated Joe Rogan on Spotify's podcast charts.
That's actually a big deal.
Good.
What is Batman Unburied?
It is a basically an audiobook. They like tell Batman stories. From what I understand.
So it's like a radio play, but
Yes.
with Batman as the main
Radio
character.
drama.
Yes.
That's not gonna be long lived.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I talked about this in another episode.
That sounds like something you would do, but I don't remember that.
I also don't remember that. But I believe that it probably happened.
Not specifically it taking over Joe Rogan, just the podcast in general.
I think you did talk about. I think that was one of your extra bits.
Speaking
I'm
of extra
confused.
bits,
Confused why our podcast hasn't hit #1 in the Spotify thing.
Because we suck. We just
Ouch.
shit on Ocarina of Time,
Ouch.
Mass Effect Andromeda the best. Like, no one's...
No, I said I like Ocarina of Time. Just
Yeah, it's a good...
graphically,
I
it
liked
hasn't aged well.
Not just graphically.
Gameplay, it hadn't aged well. It was a great game.
Story was
For the
amazing.
time.
At the time when you played it, it changed your
perfect.
life. I
But
guarantee that.
now, if you go back to it, you're probably not going to have much fun.
It-
Oh, it wasn't much fun. I didn't say it was fun when I played it. I said it was an amazing game. The game annoyed the shit out of me while playing it. Fuck the water temple. Anyway,
boots on, boots off, boots on, boots off. Fuck.
fuck the water temple. You shut your goddamn mouth.
and that brings us to extra bits. Zachary, you're up first.
Mine is kind of a triple bit. So I've started filming the 60th anniversary special of Doctor Who, which will be released next year on the 60th anniversary. David Tennant and Catherine Tate are both coming back. They've been confirmed in the 60th anniversary special, and they actually have had some stills from the set with them on there. But what I think was the most exciting thing that came out of there were the stills that were leaked from production, is that Bernard Cribbins is going to return. He's 93 years old, and he plays Wilfred Mott in the show, who is Donna Noble, the character's grandfather, and is the guy responsible for the death of the 10th Doctor and his subsequent regeneration. But he was also an amazing character. He's a World War II survivor and everything like that.
He's a good character.
He's an amazing character, and I love him, and I'm excited that he's back. And I hope that there will be like some redemption factor of the fact that he gets to go, sorry I pumped your body full of radiation and you had to die so I could live there, Doctor. That's my bad, bro.
My bad, bro.
He's the man that knocked 4 times. I'm just saying. He's the man that knocks. He will knock 4 times.
Also, they're apparently replacing Rose Tyler.
Yeah, with some other actress. I think this looks like it might be some weird like alternate universe Doctor that's going to interact with the newest Doctor that's coming out. Because they just also announced the 14th Doctor, the one that will be replacing Jodie Whittaker, and he's in the show Sex Education, and I cannot pronounce his name. But I'm excited. He's a black gentleman, and he's apparently amazing in Sex Education. And I actually kind of want to watch this show now because apparently of how amazing he is in that show. And they did a really good job keeping this under wraps. He was not even on the list of odds for actors to become the next Doctor, and they announced him, and everybody's like, "Well, that's a fucking amazing choice," and nobody saw it coming.
Your audio cut out. It's like, yeah, and he's just amazing at sex ed. I was like,
Okay, that's
all
great.
right.
He's very educational.
So I've got 2. The first one is, and I'll have to send Peter this link for Maddie, but so with Jurassic World Dominion coming out, there's an official dino tracker, dinotracker.com, and you can go and it will show you where dinosaurs are at.
The answer is nowhere because they're all dead.
They're all dead.
I know it's not real dinosaurs.
They're imaginary dinosaurs. I use my imagination.
Oh, I forgot about the Imaginosaurus
And then
and the Pretendodon.
Peter, you're up.
You made me go last again.
No,
Well,
second
Tom
last.
is actually last, but Tom doesn't have any bits,
Yeah,
so
Tom, you failed me.
Tom's bitless, like a Ken doll.
All right, because mine's kind of like it's just a thing that's happening. So, some dude whose name I do not know, because I've never heard of this person before, is remaking Portal, but on N64 software. Why? To prove that he can.
I
Nice.
like her. Apparently, the title of the video is a Portal demake, which I think is
Yeah,
very accurate and like that.
yeah, that is exactly what it is. It is a demake. It actually is a pretty interesting video if you go through it. I just don't know how to sell it because I was a terrible salesperson in any job I had.
that's not true.
That's why you work behind the scenes now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hooray!
Portal demake, N64 Portal. You'll never be able to play it on an N64, but it will be playable on an N64.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll ever release that. I don't think that I'm going to be able to buy a cartridge for my N64 that also doesn't exist anymore. But you know,
It's gonna look like Ocarina of Time.
It'll be funny. So there will not be a new 8-Bit Cat show next week because
Work shit.
work things.
life
Possible
gets in the way.
possible 2-week off. We'll have to come back and evaluate and see what the last week of May, beginning of June looks like. But until then, be sure to like and subscribe. You can check us out on Patreon. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. I tries to keep all the updates. And until next time, geek out, be fabulous, and have fun.
I got no bits.